Christmas time looks a little bit different this year as we are in this home for the first and likely only Christmas that we will spend in this home. I spent the first 10 or 11 Christmases, I believe 11, decorating our 1920s craftsman bungalow in town on Boone Street for Christmas. And something happens when you decorate a home that long. You figure out where you're going to put the tree and the garlands, and you collect for certain spaces, and you know what you're doing, where things are going. I remember the last Christmas that we spent in that home and really feeling sentimental about it. You know, we brought home 5 kids there. I had a few kids that I actually birthed there in that home, knowing that it was time for our family to leave, but also being sentimental about that. That was a very special time. And then we spent 5 Christmases. We moved in just after Christmas, January of 2019, into our farmhouse on our little homestead on 7 acres. And I got familiar with what it was like to decorate a Victorian. This home was a good 50 years older than the previous home, so it had different types of character to decorate. I learned how to add greenery and garlands to the Victorian curved staircase. I got familiar with how I wanted the tree to be decorated. I added a lot of decorations to my collection throughout that time. I also got rid of quite a bit as well and kind of curated that. I learned how to decorate our china cabinet and the various furniture pieces that I collected. It is quite different knowing this year that I am decorating this house for Christmas, probably for the first and last time. It is a beautiful Victorian Italianate. I love it. I wish I could just take this house and bring it over to our farm. But even though that is not practical or feasible, I really enjoyed decorating this beautiful old home for Christmas. Now, since we got in a little bit late this year, we moved at the very end of November. Stuff was in boxes for several days. I tried to keep it very simple. We brought the Christmas tree straight from the basement in our last farmhouse into the living room. We didn't even have to, pack it or store it anyway, of course. We brought it straight in. We left the totes that had the Christmas decor just on the front porch so I could get into them. But even still, I left a lot of it in the totes and just packed it into storage because I was already feeling very overwhelmed with items at this point, coming off of unpacking every single item that we own and having to interact with every item that our entire family owns in some way really made me feel like less clutter, a clean space while we get used to even living here was important. So we did the tree. I put just some red ornaments. I had some velvet ribbon I tied on. I also added a little bit of my red and white ticking stripe ribbon. I put some wreaths on the hutch, which I'd already done many years past in our farmhouse. Now you might notice, actually, I'm sure that none of you will, but some of you who maybe follow along more closely might notice that a lot of our furniture pieces aren't here. Well, that is because our house is currently under contract, and the new owners wanted to keep a few pieces that were really suited perfectly for the spot that they were in. So about 5 or 6 large furniture pieces didn't make it here to this home. And I think that that's totally fine. They were pieces that I really did pick specifically for the spot that they were in. I wanted to put some red plates here in the kitchen on this little shelf, but realized I didn't have enough small ones. So I'm just adding some blue ones. Not really Christmassy, but pretty decor anyway. This Christmas and year-round, I love to dress my bed with Brooklinen, who is sponsoring today's video. I can worry this time of year about what I'm going to get people on my list that I'm just not sure what to get for them. Brooklinen is something that anyone on your list would be so happy to receive. We have been loving Brooklinen sheets on our bed for many years. The layers with the sheets, the duvet, and even their blankets create a beautiful, cozy texture. Brooklinen offers something for everyone on your list, and they ship super fast, so it's a perfect last-minute gift idea. Brooklinen sheets are tried and true. They have over 200,000 5-star reviews and millions of happy customers who swear by them for their only bedding choice. Plus, they've been awarded and tested by experts like Good Housekeeping, GQ, Wirecutter, and many more. Some things in life are worth investing in, and you sleep in your sheets every night. Spend a third of your life in them. Brooklinen's value is the best. These are truly so high quality and long lasting. You also get everything you need in one bundle for the bed of your dreams. A fitted sheet, flat sheet, duvet, and 4 pillowcases. You can choose from the Luxe Sateen, which we love. We also have loved the linen and all of the color choices, the mix and match color choices for a beautifully layered bed that Brooklinen offers. Get 15% off your first Brooklinen order with my link. I will leave it in the description box below. Again, thank you so much, Brooklinen, for sponsoring today's video. Though we were not able to take with us the beautiful blanket armoire that I had at the bottom of the steps in our last house, because that was one of the pieces that the new owners wanted, and I don't blame them. It was just perfect for that spot. We did bring over one of the original armoires that we purchased for our farmhouse and have it in the living room to store extra blankets for cuddling up on the couch. I always add some garland over top of our blanket armoire. And we have this big library now, which has been really nice because it's a great homeschool room. I don't quite know how to decorate it because mostly it's just books, but there's this big open spot. I decided to add some of these handmade pottery trees that a local friend made for me in her pottery studio, and a bell and some red books. We also had an extra Christmas tree because it was in our little blue cottage in our last property. We don't have a cottage here, so I'm just putting it in the dining room. Now, as you can see, this room currently only has the china hutch, and then it has our old couch. We plan to get rid of that couch when our table comes. We have a large 10-foot table coming, which I am so excited about. We have not fit properly around our table in so many years, and I just cannot wait. My kids really love the tradition of getting out the Christmas mugs. I started getting them all personalized Christmas mugs several years ago. Well, they all just have one, but as we add kids, I get them also a personalized mug, and they like to have hot chocolate throughout the season. It's just a silly little tradition that everybody really loves. Last year, we didn't get a proper snow the entire season, but today, on the day I'm decorating for Christmas, we had a beautiful snow, and it made it feel so much cozier. Also, in years past, I decorated a lot earlier because I was planning ahead with my content calendar. Sometimes I decorate in October, and it'd be sweaty while decorating. This year, I did not have that problem. It definitely felt like the right time to decorate for Christmas. I am making a decaf peppermint mocha this afternoon. I have switched to decaf in the afternoon, which hasn't been a big deal. I really just like the ritual of having a hot drink when I sit down to answer some emails. The house kind of shuts down for a little bit. We put the little two down for nap. A lot of times the boys go outside, and I like to have a hot beverage. So it actually, having decaf wasn't a huge sacrifice. I'm using the peppermint cocoa mix because it has great ingredients from Farmhouse teas. I'll leave a link to that below. Love Farmhouse teas and really appreciate the products that they offer. I also found some organic dye-free candy canes. Not that I'm that worried about having organic candy, but I am trying to avoid dyes. So I was really happy to see those over on Thrive Market. So a fun and festive drink. And then I'm adding some of the little stockings that I found years ago from a shop called Penny and Ivy to the tree, as well as some of our special little ornaments. Luke and I are celebrating our 17-year anniversary. We had a Christmastime wedding, so people got us ornaments for our wedding gift, which was great. It was a neat little keepsake that we still have to this day. I feel like if it was any other thing, I probably would have lost it by now. But the fact that it goes into the Christmas totes and comes out once a year means that we're still bringing those ornaments out. We were not able to bring all of our chickens here, but we did bring several in our little chicken coop so we could hopefully still be getting some fresh eggs soon. Now, no matter where we live, chickens don't tend to lay very well when we have this little amount of daylight. Now, last year, Luke added a light to our coop in the mornings and we were able to still get eggs throughout the year. So we're going to need to do that because they aren't giving us a whole lot right now. I am making up a double batch of my cinnamon roll dough. Now, neither of these will become cinnamon rolls. Both are made with 100% whole grain, hard white wheat berries. And then I'm going to turn one into a Christmas star and one into sort of a wreath. Now, you might have saw me creating a little well in the flour when I added the coconut oil. I do that so the hot coconut oil doesn't touch the sourdough starter and kill all the yeast. I'll mix all the ingredients together, let it sit and ferment until tomorrow morning, and then we will make some delicious Christmas treats. Yesterday, I mixed up the whole grain flour, the oil, honey, eggs, and water. Today, I'm adding in baking powder, baking soda, and salt. I just have to kind of knead it in. And then I'm going to divide the first batch into 4 equal parts, spread them out into circles with the cinnamon sugar butter layer in between, and turn it into sort of a snowflake. Now, I remember halfway in between here that last year I used one recipe of the cinnamon roll dough over on the Farmhouse on Boom blog to make 2 cinnamon stars or snowflakes. So this is an extra large one. I just bake this like I would normally bake any sourdough cinnamon rolls, except it's just in a different shape. And again, I would probably divide it into 8 sections and make 2 of these stars if I was going back. I learned a lot making this several times last year, but then neglected to go watch those videos and just kind of wing it. But it still turned out absolutely so delicious. The kids devoured it. For the chocolate version, I'm doing the chocolate cinnamon rolls, or chocolate sweet rolls, you'd call them, over on the blog. So again, farmhouseonmoon.com, just search cinnamon rolls. That's where you can get the dough recipe. I subbed out freshly milled hard white wheat instead of all-purpose flour. And then for the chocolate filling, there's a chocolate sweet roll recipe on FOB. It's just butter, cocoa powder, sugar, and then some dark chocolate chunks. I'm gonna roll it, twist it, and make it a little wreath. This is also great for a giftable thing for Christmas. I don't know about you, but I love receiving something edible. Doesn't add clutter, especially when it's healthy and from scratch. I really appreciate something like that.